So I was born in 1973, and I don't remember that. But I started to notice the world when I was about 3 years old. And 3 years old for me put me right at United States bicentennial in 1776. And I want to tell you, there was something really special about being alive during our bicentennial. And I've been reflecting on that as we've been approaching America's 250th anniversary and celebration of our Declaration of Independence against the tyrant King George. Obviously, that didn't play into my 3-year-old mind at the time. But everything was red, white, and blue. There was patriotism, and there was a sense of national connectivity that, as a 3-year-old, just seemed to be like the way it was. That just seemed to be like the world that I lived in. Obviously, it was just in the United States. It wasn't the world. Obviously, it was just for a season. And obviously, things weren't perfect in the United States of America at the time. I had just been born, and civil rights had just gone through. And when I say it's shocking to me to think that there was a world where you couldn't go into a restaurant or use a water fountain or use this hospital if your skin color was darker, that is abhorrent to me. And I'm really glad that I didn't have to see that in my life. Yeah, there's still people that feel that way. And I used to believe that was a remnant of our past generation, past generations. But then I spent some time traveling in the world. I served a mission for my church in Mexico. And guess what? Any place you go, if your skin color is different, they treat you differently. Some people are really nice to you. A very small amount of people are hateful to you. But for the most part, we're all humans, and I think a lot of people in the world get that. So anyway, so I bring that up because, I know the world wasn't perfect in 1976, and it definitely wasn't perfect in 1776. But I've now been alive for 53 years. And minus those times where I've traveled, I've been here my entire life. And there's some things that I have experienced or never experienced as a result of living in this country and being able to have the blessings of those founding documents, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution. I have a lot of things in my life that I'm grateful for on that level. Hang on, I have to count here. So the blessings that have come to me from living in the United States of America aren't small. I have never had to worry about roving agents of political opposition coming into my house and ripping my father out of his bed and killing him. I have always been able to know that if I needed help, I could pick up the telephone and call the police or the fire department or an ambulance, and that people would be at my doorstep to offer those public services. I've been able to worship God according to the dictates of my own conscience. I've never had to worry about my church being raided while we celebrated our belief in God. I've never gone hungry, ever. Yeah, there's times when you're a teenager and you get hungry and your parents won't let you get a second cheeseburger. But I have never lacked for the want of food. Like that, in and of itself, that's amazing. Every toilet I've flushed has flushed. Anytime I've needed water, I've turned on the fountain and the water comes out. Whether it's, and that's everywhere. That's everywhere in the United States of America. I've lived in California, I've lived in Washington, I've lived in Illinois, I've lived in Utah, I've lived in Minnesota, I've lived in Oklahoma. Every single time I have had those basic necessities. Healthcare has gotten really expensive, but my wife fell over the other day. She fell. And cut her chin open, and 3 hours later we were back home and she had been stitched up and had antibiotics, and she's fine. She's healing fine. She doesn't have a gaping wound because nobody was able to get her fixed. Hang on a second. I mean, what else? Oh, I've never had anybody tell me what I have to do with my life. I've had the freedom to make the decision and the pathway for myself, and then had the resources available to do what I needed to do. So school, education, career. Nobody came into my classroom as a 6-year-old and said, Ryan, you're good at following instructions, so you're going to be a field worker. Or, Ryan, you're okay at reading, so you're going to be, I don't know, a lawyer. Nobody, not once, has anybody ever forced my hand. I guess parents could do that, but my parents never did that for me. They let me choose. What else? I mean, we live in the greatest civilization ever in the history of the world. And I am making this video to, one, express my gratitude that I've been able to experience that. And then also to say the connective tissue in all of that has been the people of this country. It's been the citizens of the United States of America who see that that's what they want, and that's what they want to lift up. The documents, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, those have enabled us to live in a society where this is all possible. And how amazing is that? How amazing is that? Right now, there's this thing going on called the World Cup in the United States of America. It's not ours. We didn't start it, but it's happening here. And people are coming from all over the world and seeing the United States of America. And they can't believe what they're seeing. Not only do we have every climate, every landscape, every vista that you could get anyplace else in the world. Think about it. But that society that we've created as people who want to live free and let others live free has created something that nobody else has been able to duplicate. Some people get close. It's fun traveling to other worlds and seeing them, but people come to our gas stations even, and they're amazed at the abundance that we have. I mean, I've been to Iceland. Their gas stations are probably better than ours, but that's just because the quality of food is higher over there. They don't have the nasty hot dogs. Have you ever had a hot dog at a gas station? I have never been that brave. Anyway, so this is my point. I love the United States. I'm very grateful to have been born here. I'm very grateful to have been able to have raised a family here. And I am very excited for my children to raise up their family here as well. But it comes originally from those documents, and then it's enforced by good people who want to be good people, who want to do good for themselves, for their families, and for the community that they live in. And I've really tried to live by that in my life, and I don't know, I hope it shows. But as we get ready to celebrate our country's 250th anniversary, I just needed to express that somewhere. This is as best a place as any to be able to get that word out, or at least get it down on paper. And so I hope that everybody that's listening to this, I hope that you have a chance to kind of do the same wherever you are. I know some people watch these videos in India. I know some people watch this video in other countries as well as the United States, but wherever you are, you can make these things happen for yourself despite what the culture or the laws are. You can be the person who answers the phone call when the phone rings and somebody needs help. Yeah, you might not get paid for it, but you can be that. You can be that person. You can be the one that if you have abundance, you can share it with others. You can be the one who, ultimately loves your neighbor. I do it because I love God and because I feel like He has put me here to be that help to others. I don't know why you do it, but if you're at all inclined to be of the same perspective, I would encourage you to take that time and that you've been given to be able to help others and lift others up. And that is, I think, really what has made the United States of America great. So I'm just here screwing around today. Wanted to share that with you. So happy 250th anniversary, America. Yeah.